Mr. Michael Daniels, our board president of the Out Georgia Business Alliance. Michael Daniels has gone through the ranks of this organization from a member to an ambassador, volunteer ambassador of our organization, joined our board of directors, and then now has risen to the role of board president. So I wanted to kick it over to Michael Daniels for a few thoughts before we introduce the rest of the board and our corporate partners. Hey, Michael.
Hey, Chris, thank you very much for that introduction. I have my little son here, and he wants to say hello to everyone so that I can start my speech. Say hi, Saint, to everyone. So I see a lot of beautiful faces here tonight, which I am extremely proud and honored as your board president. As we all know, that last year was a very challenging year for all of us, from a business aspect to a personal aspect. But one good thing that came out of last year was that I think that made us closer as a rainbow community and a non-rainbow community as people. It made us very close. As we've seen a lot of changes that happen in Georgia and just all over the world with Black Lives Matter, to some things surrounding transgenders, from turning our state red to blue. So as you can see, as we stick together as like one community, that we can truly accomplish a lot. So last year for me, even though during the pandemic, it was not the best, it was a good year for us all to come together, which is, what we all strive for as an organization. I am proud to serve here at Out Georgia Business Alliance. As you know, that we serve more than 500 plus small and mid-sized businesses across our state. We had a tremendous success rate last year, and that was because of you all. We had a lot of great corporate partners to join us in 2020, as well as small business partners and just regular members to join Out Georgia. As you know, we shifted our focus just not only in Atlanta, but throughout the whole entire state of Georgia. All of that was done with our incredible team here at Out Georgia, all of our board members, just all of our members that helped make Out Georgia just a wonderful organization to be a part of. I want to give a very special thanks to our panelists, to all of our speakers, from Kia, Mary, Kim to Justin. Thanks for that incredible speech that you all did, and just informing us on some things that we can look forward to as an organization and as people. Also want to give a special thanks to all of our corporate partners who continuously pour into Out Georgia to make us a very successful organization. And lastly, I want to thank all of our wonderful members, because without you all, there would be no chamber. So I just would like to say thank you. We have a lot to look forward to this year in 2021. We have a lot of exciting things that we are working on here at Out Georgia to present to our team. Chris will kind of get into some of that a little later within the presentation, but I want to give a very special thank you to Chris for his incredible work. I could not be an amazing president without the help of Chris and the board. Also want to thank Nicole for all of her efforts and all of her hard work. So cheers to a successful 2021. And I know you all have your glass of wine or champagne. So we're gonna cheer to 2021. Thank you.
That's right. Awesome. Thank you so much, Michael. Thanks to your leadership and the leadership of so many who have come before you as our board presidents. I know Patrina Bloodworth is on the line, and a number of our other board leaders who have really invested so much. This organization has been around since 1994. We used to be the Atlanta Gay and Lesbian Chamber of Commerce, and then about a year and a half ago, we made that strategic shift to become the Out Georgia Business Alliance and to really think about our growth and evolution as the only LGBTQ plus chamber here down in the state of Georgia. Nicole, if you wouldn't mind, I wanted to go ahead back to the slide deck. I wanted to give a quick overview of our board of directors, our corporate partners, and then I want to move into the meat of our 2021 plans in rapid fire succession. Michael Daniels serves as our board president, David Gaskow, who's here on the line as our vice president, Dr. Yolanda Brown-Lee as our treasurer, Gabrielle Claiborne is our board secretary and inclusion chair, and Patrina Bloodworth serves as our immediate past president. We also are honored to have Malik Brown on our board of directors, including Glenn Paul Friedman, Matthew Lee, Luis Ruiz, Hillary Thomas, and Mike Vecchio. These folks invest so much time and energy to serving our members right here in Atlanta and across the state of Georgia. I also want to give a shout out as we move into our corporate partners. We can't do it without these folks. Cox Enterprises and Georgia Power serve as our platinum partners. They invest a whole lot into making sure that we're able to deliver on our mission. I want to give a quick overview to our gold partners. Bank of America, the Coca-Cola Company, Comcast Business, Creative Approach, Delta, Discovered Cab, Dunlop Productions, Gayborhood, Hierarchy, IHG, Kaiser Permanente, Regions Bank, Sage, and UPS. Our silver partners, BB&T, now Truist, Diane Hames Photography, Cindy and Sharon's Same-Sex Wedding Photography, Grady Health, JP Morgan Chase and Company, MARTA, there's that rainbow that you're mentioning, Kia, MARTA, Nelson Mullins, Savannah Distribution, Tito's Handmade Vodka, Warner Media, and Wells Fargo. As we move on to our bronze sponsors, AARP of Georgia, Center State Bank, Continuon Services, Cybernetics, and the GICC, Georgia International Convention Center. We've also got our media partners, Georgia Voice, Midtown Radio X, Peach ATL Media, and Project Q. And of course, our community and economic partners, Georgia Equality, the Georgia Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, the National LGBT Chamber of Commerce, NGLCC, and most recently, United Way of Greater Atlanta. We're gonna talk about that in just a moment. As we move on, folks, and I want to make sure that we're highlighting the big picture, what you can expect from the Out Georgia Business Alliance here in 2021. And before I get into the next handful of pieces, I also want you to know that we want you to bring your entire self to the Out Georgia Business Alliance. Every single part of you represented here, know that this is a welcoming and safe space. And we want to make sure that we are learning even more about you, all parts of the state of Georgia. So know this, that you are welcome here and you've got an invitation to join the Out Georgia Business Alliance. As I mentioned before, and as we go on to the next slide here, we've got three primary pillars around advocacy, business, and community. From an advocacy perspective, know that Out Georgia Business Alliance is the only LGBTQ plus Chamber of Commerce here in the state of Georgia, and we're also the only affiliate of the National LGBT Chamber of Commerce that's based out of Washington, D.C. There are 60 LGBTQ plus focused chambers across the United States that are affiliated with the NGLCC, and we are proud to be a strong representative here in the Southeast. On the next page, I just want to give you a quick overview. There are approximately 1.5 million LGBT-owned businesses across the United States. Of those, just over 1,500 or almost 1,600 now are certified as LGBT-owned business enterprises. There are an estimated 2,000 plus LGBT-owned businesses here in the state of Georgia. We have the second highest concentration of certified LGBT-owned businesses right here in the state of Georgia versus our counterparts across the United States. And just another quick tidbit, it's estimated that there's 4.5% of Georgians who identify as a member of the LGBTQ plus community. That represents $21.6 billion in annual purchasing power. To put it lightly, this LGBTQ plus and queer community, we've got power. Just like we were mentioning earlier, we've got power, and I think we're ready to do even more for the LGBTQ plus business community as we move into the year ahead. From an advocacy perspective, it's important that we are involved in our community as well. I am honored to sit on the Mayor of Atlanta's LGBTQ plus advisory board, and I co-chair the Community and Economic Development Committee along with Bridget Scarborough. We've also got several board members who are members of this advisory board, including Hillary Thomas and Gabrielle Claiborne. Kia Barnes is also represented on here, and our former board president, Sandy Mollett, is also represented here with the Mayor of Atlanta's LGBTQ advisory board. And of course, serving as the Director of LGBTQ plus affairs with the City of Atlanta is our board member, Malik Brown. So proud of him. When it comes to advocacy, we know the connection to our community organizations needs to be strong and even stronger. More importantly, it's because we want to create that connection to empowering and educating, helping educate our members so that you know what's happening. When Kim Jackson and Kia, they were talking about what's happening with the state budget from a finance perspective, LGBTQ plus inclusion or specific policies. We want you to know how that's going to have an impact, not only on you as an individual, but your business, your employees, their families, and the community at large. With Georgia Equality, we've got big plans this year with some really tight integration of advocacy training and some events that I think are going to really speak to our LGBTQ plus business owners. We're also going to start looking at how do we incorporate a pledge into the Out Georgia Business Alliance process, where we join as members the Georgia Unites Against Discrimination campaign, which is really focused around LGBTQ plus civil rights right here in the state of Georgia. We're really proud of how we are moving forward from an advocacy perspective, and we are leaning on Georgia Equality with their incredible leadership. As we touch on the business perspective, I want you to know that we are continuing to look at how we improve our organization. I know Marianne was mentioning earlier that you have to listen, ask the people what they want. So we are really focused on delivering surveys to our members so that we can gather more feedback how we can best serve you. On the next slide here, know that over the coming weeks, you're going to see even more updates to our website when it comes to resources as a small business owner or an LGBTQ plus business leader. We're also going to be revamping our business directory so that it is even better of an experience for folks who are wanting to learn about LGBTQ plus and allied businesses across our state. And then from the individual businesses and members, we are going to ensure that your business profiles are fully filled out and representative of who you are as a business, and so folks can best get in contact with you, because folks are starting to realize even more that the Out Georgia Business Alliance is a leader when it comes to gathering and cultivating the information for LGBTQ plus businesses. So you're going to see some nice updates to our website here over the next few weeks. I want to also share, we are relaunching our Out Georgia Academy series, which is really focused on delivering business education and professional development education directly to our members. What I'm most proud about is we are really turning to our members as subject matter experts. So from the members of the Out Georgia Business Alliance, be on the lookout. We're going to start putting information in your inbox so that you can submit to present webinars, to present educational content. Of course, we're also going to be turning to our corporate, economic, and community partners to build out a library of content, but we want to lean on our members who are the subject matter experts. They are the folks who know marketing, finance, technology, nonprofits the best. So we're going to turn to you to help fill out the Out Georgia Academy. Along with that, our procurement spotlight is going to be really focused on LGBT BEs, or LGBT business enterprises, and how we include them in our educational opportunities, but more importantly, connect them to procurement opportunities with corporations and other businesses that are looking to specifically target diverse vendors. LGBTBE certification, we've got some information here. To put it bluntly, we are finding that it is so important for you to raise your hand and to go through this certification process so that you can be counted, and we can officially start to quantify your economic impact when it comes to the state of Georgia and the nation overall. We're going to have even more information about our coordination with our National LGBT Chamber of Commerce, because certification is national and your membership is local here with the Out Georgia Business Alliance. Next, we're going to reintroduce and revamp some of our networking series that is focused on referrals and connections. So our Business Builder Lunch series is going to kick back up, as well as we're going to be launching our Business Summit again in June of 2021, which is where we've typically had that event, or the timing when we typically had that event in the past. But know that the LGBTQ plus Business Summit is going to be bigger and more expansive than ever. We're really going to be focusing on elevating member content, but also spotlighting our member businesses so that not only each other, but the state of Georgia knows exactly where to go to support LGBTQ plus businesses. As we move into the community piece, and I know I'm flying here, I'll also say we are going to be following up on Monday with a complete report out of all these different areas and some more specifics so you can learn more and dive in. As we dive into community, to me, I mentioned on the next slide here, this is where we were just about a year ago. We were at Coca-Cola's headquarters. We were enjoying some cocktails, some hors d'oeuvres, and really getting to know each other. Can you see that? We were actually hugging and smiling and in the same room without masks. It seems like forever ago, but this type of relationship, no matter if we're doing this via Zoom or eventually, once it's safe to do so and responsible to do so live and in person, these connections are so darn important to the Out Georgia Business Alliance because you are what make this organization what it is today. Focusing on those connections, we are going to be relaunching our Fourth Friday networking series and our Out in the Kitchen series, which is like our holiday party that we would typically have at the end of the year. What I want to point out with Fourth Friday and a number of our Business Builder Lunch, our educational offering with the Out Georgia Academy, we're also coming at this through the lens of statewide reach. So for the Fourth Friday, for example, we are always going to have a Fourth Friday here in Atlanta from a networking perspective, but we are also looking to introduce networking Fridays in Savannah, in Augusta, in Columbus, in Athens, in Macon, and other cities along the way, because we want to replicate the programming experience, but really bring it into those communities to make it even more special and more unique. So know that we're going to be launching a number of our programs, but we're also going to be asking ourselves, how do we bring this live outside of Metro Atlanta? On the next slide, a big part of our community piece is recognizing greatness and recognizing the work that our folks are doing. Our community awards and our community honors event, which will be happening in late fall of this year, is all about recognizing leaders who are kind of changing the game in categories from nonprofit to new business, to our community leaders, business leaders, our corporate allies, and on down the line. This particular event is all about turning that spotlight around the room and really focusing on the great work that you all are investing in our community. And speaking of that, in 2020, we launched the first ever most influential LGBTQ plus Georgians. I'm so proud of how we launched this project in 2020 and how we're going to evolve this project into the years ahead. This is a way for us to, at a higher level, beyond the business community, how do we ensure that folks across the state of Georgia are aware of the incredible people who are making our LGBTQ plus community even better? So our most influential list is going to be even more special as we go into the years ahead. We're going to build a small committee to really steer and focus how we're bringing that one to life. But this is another way that we're moving the spotlight around the room. Our ambassador program is one that is near and dear to my heart, as well as Nicole's heart. This is our team of volunteers who help us not only with member outreach, but they help bring the Out Georgia experience to life. So I want to encourage you, if you're interested in volunteering and getting even deeper into the Out Georgia Business Alliance experience, serving as an ambassador is a volunteer role that will probably take maybe 4 to 6 hours on a monthly basis. But we're going to be focusing even more on support, not only from an outreach perspective, but from events support, marketing and communications, on down the line. We want to tap into these ambassadors to help make this organization better. I think this is a wonderful path to understanding how you can join our board of directors. And honestly, we're looking at ambassadors that are representing all facets of our community and especially outside of Metro Atlanta. So if you're interested, shoot us an email. We're going to follow up with you. Just raise your hand if you're interested. And I want to make sure you're plugged into our ambassador program because it's really special. On this next slide, I know we have Aaron Rice here with United Way of Greater Atlanta, who's part of the event this evening. I am so proud. A couple of weeks ago, we launched together with United Way of Greater Atlanta, the Out Georgia Impact Fund. This is probably, Aaron would probably correct me, this is probably like a year plus in the making. We challenged ourselves to say, okay, we've got this growing community of LGBTQ plus businesses and professionals that we are helping represent and serve. How do we then take that growing momentum and turn it into lasting, measurable impact in our community? The Out Georgia Impact Fund is going to be supported by our corporate partners on a larger scale, but we're also going to have funding opportunities from an individual perspective. I'm pretty sure I just saw Aaron drop the individual giving link in the chat. for our Give Lively page. You can donate as an individual. You can create a team to create a fundraising team for the Out Georgia Business Alliance Impact Fund. We're also going to be launching employee giving along with United Way of Greater Atlanta. You name it, we're going to have funding options to support the Out Georgia Impact Fund. And more importantly, we are building an advisory committee. If you're interested in this advisory committee, we're looking for LGBTQ plus and allied folks who have a sense of the nonprofit landscape around the greater metro Atlanta area and beyond, and how we can start to leverage funding to impact their work on a larger scale. So for instance, we've got areas of focus around LGBTQ plus youth, around college and career readiness. We've got initiative or priorities around supporting Black-led LGBTQ plus organization, LGBTQ plus families, small businesses, on down the line. This is really exciting, and there's going to be much more information to come about the Out Georgia Impact Fund. When it comes to, that was a highlight of our pillars and what we're doing within those 3 pillars of advocacy, business, and community. I want to share just a touch more about our initiatives before we move on to the final networking portion of this evening. On the next slide here, we've got these 4 primary initiatives for the Out Georgia Business Alliance. Our statewide representation and serving statewide organizations, businesses across our state. TG&C 360, which is going to be a brand new initiative, a coalition that the Out Georgia Business Alliance is building that is centering around how we address the economic, housing, and health inequities faced by our transgender and gender nonconforming community. This coalition is super exciting because we are going to be bringing together and looking to bring together leaders from TG&C led and focused organizations across our state so that we can build a 360 view of how to support and engage and really invest in those who identify with the TG&C experience. They mean so much to us, and we are looking to step up even more with TG&C 360. Our emerging LGBTQ plus leaders. So think about this as our young professionals, E2L as I like to call it. This is how we are focusing on the next generation of LGBTQ plus leaders with programming, networking, and support around their professional development. And finally, intersections. This is where we are challenging the Out Georgia Business Alliance to do intentional work with minority-focused organizations from an economic and community perspective. For instance, the Georgia Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, the Atlanta Black Chambers of Commerce, the U.S. Pan-Asian American Chambers of Commerce, on down the line. We are really challenging ourselves of how do we not only ask for allyship to the LGBTQ plus community, but how do we demonstrate our allyship to other minority communities and really embrace the intersectionality that is so deep amongst our communities overall. These are our 4 leading initiatives that you're going to see even more information about as we move into the months ahead. But from a statewide, our trans and gender nonconforming initiative with TG&C 360, our young professionals, emerging LGBTQ plus leaders, and our intersections initiatives. If you want to get involved, again, make sure you're following up with us, following our website, our social media, sending me an email at chris.lugo@outgeorgia.org. We want you involved, especially when it comes to bringing this work to life. So how do you get involved and do even more? Of course, there are our events that we host, just like this one. We're going to have our Out Georgia Academy, a series of educational programming that we're hoping you take advantage of. Of course, we want you to consider joining as a member of the Out Georgia Business Alliance and knowing that you are part of the only LGBTQ plus Chamber of Commerce right here in the state of Georgia. Taking your involvement beyond that, we encourage you to think about our volunteer ambassador program. And that is a wonderful way to get plugged into our committees that are happening at our board of directors level. So think events, small business development programming, community outreach, et cetera. And of course, that is a wonderful segue to our board of directors. We are always on the lookout for incredible passion and talent who can really help shape where we are going as the Out Georgia Business Alliance. I encourage you to dive in and again, to bring every part of you to the Out Georgia Business Alliance. Now, if you are not a member of the Out Georgia Business Alliance, that's okay, because we've got a special offer for you. And if you are a member, we encourage you to share this with anyone and everyone within your network who wants to be part of this Chamber of Commerce. If you sign up with the Out Georgia Business Alliance today through February 5th, you've got a week. You'll receive 21% off your annual membership when you use the code 2021 Kickoff. Again, if you are considering the Out Georgia Business Alliance, consider this a sign for you. 21% off your annual membership if you use the code 2021 Kickoff between now and February 5th. You've got a week. So please feel free to share this information with anyone who's considering, encourage them to join. We want to make sure that our chamber is not only growing in size, that's okay, but we want to grow in representation. We want to grow in the quality human beings who are part of our organization and committed to making our community across the state of Georgia even better.